because I can just literally just start using and popping things up by just swiping in. Welcome back to another Cool Loser Tech video. This is going to be on a tutorial for the all-in-one gestures. I said I would make it because it requires some little tweaking, and it definitely has one of those must-have features. Like for a quick example, if I want to go into my all recent applications, I can go through here, as you can see. And I can go back by swiping on the left side. And that's a quick gesture you can do with all-in-one. You can also do the top area, the bottom. It doesn't matter if you have capacitive or on the screen buttons, so it'll still work. And then you can also customize the hardware keys, as in the power and volume buttons, and that's meaning the also navigation keys. And then you got the status bar, which allows you to customize a certain little tweak there. But for now, we're gonna go into the personalization, and I'm going to turn on what you're going to be seeing when you first download this app. Swipe this all the way on and you will see that there's little glow sections on the left and right. Now that's what activates when you start swiping around. You don't want to be seeing this when we're using the phone, because it'd be annoying seeing glow spots when you're using your phone or playing games. But if you need to remember where they're at, then you can leave them on. Now the top area, if I select that on, goes into the activating, and now we have a little section up here letting you know you can drag anywhere from this glow spot. You can make that be your home button, your recent, your screen off, power button search. You can see what it's on here. So let's make that our home. So if I drag down from the right side away from that, we can still bring my notifications. And if I drag down from here, it's going to go home. So that's a quick way to make a gesture with this application all in one. Now let's say you don't want that anymore. You can just click on that. Click on it again, and that's just your actions. You can swipe over and make that an application if you want it to run a certain app, like your calculator. You can still bring that up, and it'll open your calculator. And then we go back. Super easy gestures. If you're holding your phone, it makes a big difference rather than you having to come back down here to go back or go home, whatever. Now the bottom area, how does that work with the navigation keys on screen? It still works. So instead of doing an application, we can do an action. Or we can do a shortcut for an activity, like the Nova action. We wanted to open the app drawer. And there we go. We got our app drawer happening there. Let's go back. Open up. I have my phone laying down, but when you're holding the phone, your thumbs are a lot higher. You're working up here. You don't have to keep reaching down or pointing down. You can just do it all within reach here. And if you're using a stylus working like this way, you can just do it all within here rather than having to bring it all the way down. It's just a lot faster to get through things rather than having to press buttons. You can just swipe your way. You could also do your corners. If you want to do like the very ends of the corners, you can select it and you will see that we'll do the power menu. So if we go home, so you can see that there's a little toggle there. Okay, let's go to the status bar now. Now if we enable the status bar, we'll let it load, let it do its thing. If we double tap, we can allow it to screen off or, open a certain application. You can select the sound for when it turns off. My favorite is the white hole. And there we go. We can turn it off without having to reach for the power button. I'm just telling you the basics on how to do everything. Now, if you have on-screen buttons like I do, you can make those disappear in certain applications and games. And you will see that I will long hold on the back button, and my navigation buttons just left. So they're no longer there. And now I can have a full screen immersive mode. And you can also remove the status bar if you don't want to see all that stuff. But you see it goes away. And if you want it back, just long hold on the back button and it'll stay there. Obviously, you also have the volume keys that you can set yourself with. Any shortcut, action, or application you can customize to it. Alright, so here's where you want to go to the immersive mode. And if you want to hide the status bar as well, so now let's press. Status bar is gone, navigation is gone, but you can still bring it down and you can see that it shows up there. So that's a good way to hiding everything, make it cleaner, and you don't have to see any of that. So that's great. You don't need to be rooted doing anything fancy like that. Let's bring it back up and let's turn that off. Now let's go to personalization. Before I get into the edge preference, you can see there's a auto rotation behind the keyboard. So if I'm typing, I don't want this to accidentally activate, so it'll be behind the keyboard. That's where you have it on. A toast message if you want a pop-up saying that you activated, telling you that it worked. I have that off because I don't want to be told that it worked every time. Animation, I like seeing a vibration if you want to feel it when you're bringing it in. This is how I have it, so if you want to look at it, just do it the way I have it there. Now the edge preference, this is where it all matters, where it makes a difference. Obviously here we can see the activations that I've made so far. This is why it's showing, because it's 100%. If I drag all the way down to 0, it'll disappear, but it's still there. I can bring that up. You can see that it's still there. It's just not visible anymore. But for now, just have it all the way on and show you the corner size. Now look at the corners and you can see that it gets a lot bigger. So in case it's not activating how you want it to, you can resize it to what you like. Edge sensitivity, 3 o'clock. And that was my stomach. I'm hungry. Edge sensitivity, I have it at 60px, and you will see that it gets a lot wider. That means it's going to activate a lot easier. If you don't want it to activate that easy, because you might be playing games, you might be swiping into it, just because I have it at 60 doesn't mean it's going to be doing that while I'm playing games. I'll show you why in just a little bit. And this is edge width, so you can see how wide you want it to be. You can make it be the whole entire screen, so anywhere you swipe through it'll work, but I don't want it to do it the whole entire length of it. It's up to you. I just have it the way I have it. Horizontal offset, so that's the very bottom one there if you want it to move to the left or the right instead of being centered. And then the vertical offset for the sidebars, keep it at center or whatever you would like it to be. And the swipe distance, this is where it makes the difference of how far you have to swipe in. So right now if I do this, it should be activating, but not really, right? Because it's not really doing it. I have to swipe much further out in order for it to work. As you see there, I have to go just pretty far up in there. Now if I do it to 30, now I can just do a really short one and it'll activate. As you can see, it's doing it just that short. So you can customize it to go all the way out so you're not accidentally gonna be swiping it in or making it activate. So there you have it. I'm gonna go into invisible and they're still there. Let's go back and let's go back and let's power off. And you can see you can do all those gestures there. So it's all working. This is a must-have application for me, and I love it. Obviously, I still have the home button depressed there. I can, customize it all, so I can really turn it into a gesture, because trust me, when I'm navigating and doing things or playing games, looking at pictures, because I can just literally just start using and popping things up by just swiping in, and I can still go and just do stuff. It just makes a big difference. Definitely try it out. It's natural to say you want to go back when you just swipe out this way. It's like you're turning the page to go back, and you can, customize it to do something else. And also have another video popping up in the corner. If you're on 6.0.1 Android version on Marshmallow, you might get this screen overlay detection, but I won't be getting it because I'm running 7.0, which is Nougat. I have a video on it telling you how to disable that. Certain applications will require you to turn that off in order for it to work. So if you get trouble running into that instead of getting frustrated, there's a follow-up video to telling you how to turn that off or how to dismiss it so that you can keep using this application and getting new apps. But if you're on 6.0 and below or 7.0 above, you won't have that issue. It's just 6.0.1 that's doing that. Alrighty, that's it. Thank you for watching. I do have my top 10 apps video that's going to be coming out tomorrow. I'm going to do more individual tutorial videos like this because I think a lot of people like them, especially when I can really go through the application and tell you how to work it. I'll clean my phone. And yes, I do have a crack there. I've had it for a while. Makes me so sad. It still works. But I'm on my next 6P. That's it for me. Thank you for watching. And as always, I will see you guys next time. Later.